Hello and welcome to Trails to Azure Part 60. I'm starting here because I really like this cover. It's kind of a nice title screen. But either way, it's time to quest, which will be going up this way and then back down. Is this... no, that's a normal enemy? Is it a normal enemy? It's definitely not a normal enemy. Yeah, it's on level. Weird. Now these are normal enemies. That's not at all. Yes, because I definitely want to default to item use. Anyway. Just gotta run this way for a bit. Oh, scent. Do I have scent equipped? I do. I guess I'll just live with it. Whatever. As annoying as scent is, it provides me the septic that I need. So. It was a... I'll fight... I should probably fight it now instead of trying to save it for later. I don't have a healer. I do. Okay. I think technically I should be equipping the cannon master quartz. I'll just see if I can fight it. I'm assuming I can't, but I have no idea what they're weak to. Oh, and they oh, these are the guys that interrupt everything. I hate them so much. We'll see if I can get an art off. It would be worth it because that gives effective damage. And it bumped one of them out more than I thought it would. He's gonna move closer. Yeah. I don't know if I have any reason to fight this now instead of later, but... I mean, I can beat it now, so I feel like I just should. Exterminate monster on... Ooh, Emerald Gem. That actually is probably really good for him. I can replace Scent with it, I assume. Oh, wait, is Emerald Gem an evasion? That's good. It'll replace Evade 3. And then I can change up my... I can swap Evergreen for a 15% evasion, just for more variety. I need a 15% to stay at 100%. Honestly, the speed and accuracy is probably worth more than 10 defense. Like 10 defense is not that much. God, this equipment is just evergreen, evergreen, still blue, still blue. Anyway, 105 evasion is not the end of the world. Because I think having extra evasion will help with enemy accuracy, maybe? I don't know how accuracy works. I assume it just subtracts directly from evasion. But who knows? Well, I mean, I bet plenty of people know, but I don't know. Ooh, yeah. Dome. We've made it all the way to the barrier. Seeing it up close like this makes me sick. It's a weird thing to make you sick, honestly. You can tell from the Merkaba that it's covering all of Crossbell City like a dome. But some things can still pass through. Ration trucks, emergency vehicles, and the defense force in Red Constellation, to name a few. Who exactly receives the authorization to do so is likely decided by none other than the President. Yes, and those without permission will find themselves unable to breach their way in by any physical means. Until the barrier itself has been dealt with, attempting to enter the city would prove a futile use of our time. Or futile. I know. Keep waiting for me, Kia. I'm coming. I'm skipping Stargazer Tower because apparently there's something you need to do there, but I don't want to do it now. And it might not be doable now. Because I was checking how long this finale segment is going to be. It's going to be long, I think. Or the text-based guide is very verbose, maybe. What are they weak to? They're weak to fire. I thought he had an... Oh, it's the other guy that has an impede. That's a lot of damage. Is the... Oh. I already fought him. Mirage and Earth. I'm still gonna spam this. God, the AoE spam. I can probably delay one turn. Avalongate might be too slow, though. Eh. He doesn't impede. But he's out of range. And he's just gonna move up here so when he gets launched backwards, he can work with it. Interesting. I have no idea how much that does. Wrong one, Chrome down. I meant to actually heal him. I messed up. He can't use items. He's gonna die. He doesn't have healing arts. Okay, he needs to be debuffed. I really think that the way the high speed mode is set up is odd. Like, I get that it's just making the game go faster. I kind of wish it didn't apply to regular, like, spell cast, like, regular movement. Like, it being sped up when I'm trying to move characters, instead of, makes it a lot harder to be more precise. Like, I'm like, okay, I gotta go here, but if I want to go there, it's easy to shift too much. Okay, make sure I don't push the wrong button. Oh, he's a... Let's see what this does. It's just good. Wrong button. He's gonna move over here. It's not an interesting fight because I've already done this fight multiple times. It's like... Wait, is this the third time? I did the fight... So, the original cryptid fight. Then we fought it again at Michelin. Then I just fought it last time up the road. And then I'm fighting it now. This is the fourth time I've fought this enemy. Can he heal himself? He can't. I really wish he could. It's such a repetitive fight to have done that for the fourth time. Phew, that one really got the jump on us. But if cryptids are appearing on the highways, there's no way any buses are running to the city, right? I can't imagine they are. Though I doubt the defense force would have much trouble coming and going in those armored cars of theirs. So, without them, there's no way to get to the hospital. The citizens' health must be suffering for it. Yes, that is a natural conclusion. Ursula herself must be looking down at us in grief. Yeah, we mentioned St Ursula. He seemed like reminiscent. He knew St Ursula personally. Oh, the Saint and the White Wolf, even more important. The story was about them. Ursula? You mean the same woman from the Saint and the White Wolf? Wait, don't tell me the White Wolf from that story was you, Zite. The tale of a young caretaker who was marked for death by a feudal lord, but wound up inspiring him instead. She's considered a saint in the church's canon, too. Yes, and in life, she was a compassionate young woman. Are they saying she died young? Because if she was a compassionate young woman and she was never old? However, she did not lose her life as the story depicts, but rather escaped death. She would then come to marry the knight who spared her. In fact, their descendants still live in these lands. Really? Haha, truth is often stranger than fiction. Da 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 da. Can I do any? I can fish. He's gone. I know why he's gone, because he left. Okay, what am I doing? I'm saving. I don't want to do that fight again. Look, over there. A defense force unit. They're guarding the hospital? The timing couldn't be worse. We can't afford to have those soldiers spot us out here. Right, it'd be easier to just avoid them. That said, we have no way of knowing the gaps in their patrol routes. Are we gonna follow the route that the warhounds took to enter? Like we're gonna climb on the fence around the left? I believe Tio is within the hospital. What? Are you certain? Yes, I can pick up a faint trace of her scent. However, I do not believe there are any other SSS members there. Tio, don't tell me. Was she hurt? She's not there to be treated, is she? Alas, my nose does have its limits. However, I cannot deny that I share your sentiment of concern. What should we do? I may have a little trick up my sleeve. If I pull this one off, we should be able to confront the soldiers without them calling for reinforcements. Really? Sleeping gas? Oh, I should have known you already had a plan in mind. Well, I mean, technically Wazi isn't a criminal yet, I think. Heh, you flatter me. What's your call, Lloyd? You don't even have to ask. One of our own needs us. We're going. I'm not going to pass up an opportunity to get Tio back. Then let us be off. Sure, we'll be in and out like a bolt from the sapphire blue. So I'm assuming I walk here and it triggers this? Is that really the entry? This is boring. Why'd we have to get to Why'd we have to get assigned on watch duty here of all places? There's barely even anything to watch. Quit complaining. Bannings, that fugitive from the SSS, is still on the lam? Yam? What? I've never... Years on the lam. I can assume what it means because it's like on the run, just hiding out, whatever. I've just never heard on the lam, I thought. Just give me a summary of what it means. I give up. Anyway, It's obvious what it means by inference, but... Huh. What's the single detective going to do if he shows up here? He'd be done for. I mean, he fought his way out of prison. You're just 4 dudes, and you don't even have guns on your car. Although they do, actually, but... Besides, if he has any common sense, he's probably booked it from the state by now. Still, I heard that he had some kind of crazy monster bail him out. They say it ate up the entire 4th Regiment. You don't suppose it's true? Haha, sounds like a load of bull to me. But enough about that. If we're here, we may as well check on how Illy is doing. She's still hospitalized, right? Yeah, she should be. She was banged up pretty bad back then. Hope she makes a speedy recovery. At least we can agree on that. Lloyd Bannings? He actually showed up here. And just who are you calling a monster, exactly? Oh, give them a break. It's an easy mistake to make with your true form. I'd rather not have to fight you. But if you insist on making us force our way through, then we're going to do just that. Cheeky little. They're outnumbered. Neutralize a lot of them. Roger. I mean, Lloyd could beat them by himself, is what's been established, because he could fight his way out of prison without even having Orban. Like, yeah, like these guys could just do nothing and it would be fine. Did that move him? Do I move? Oh, it is a move. Darn, I can't hit him. I can't hit all 3. Let's just kill the... Let's just punch this guy. So strong. I guess it's my turn now. A medal from the Gralsritter? Sapphire seal of mine, shining from the abyss. Join with consciousness's silver glow, and confer unto them false memories. Pretty messed up. Ah. What's happening? I mean, infer. He's manipulating their memory. It's a technique employed by the church that utilizes the power of suggestion. Though I sense that that is not the only esoteric force he is applying. Not long ago, you confirmed that a large cryptid was approaching this location. You managed to exterminate it, but due to the wounds you sustained, you decided to return to base. You made no contact with Bannings, nor were there signs that he could be arriving soon. Nod, nod. No sign of Bannings. How in the... Manipulation to that extent should not be possible through mere suggestion. If it was just suggestion, how would magic appear behind his back? Am I to presume this technique relies on the power of your stigma? Haha, no keeping secrets from a holy beast, is there? Stigma? Yeah, it's not something I like to talk about, really. Past traumas and so on. That aside, what I did has its limits. The effect will only last 2, maybe 3 days at most. We also can't rely on this too much. The defense force will be looking for signs of it once they figure it out. Makes sense. I'll keep that in mind. Wazi, Zait. Tio. Please no cheesy moments. Cheesy moments are cheesy, and they're just a waste of time because there's too many of them. If they were infrequent, it would be fine. You seem to be doing well. Well, would you look at that? There's some much needed good news. Who's that on the right, top right? There's someone walking around. Thank goodness. When I found out you were in the hospital, I assumed the worst. You're okay, right? You weren't injured or anything, were you? Lloyd. God. Time to speed it up. It's really you, Lloyd. Oof. What is that breastplate made of? Metal. Where have you been this whole time? How do you not know he was in prison? I heard they put you in prison, but it was all over the OrbiNet. They said you escaped and that soldiers were chasing you down. I've been so worried. Oh, Tio. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you like that. But I'm okay. Everything's going to be alright. Zayt and Wazi helped me to return to Crossbell, except I never actually left Crossbell. Huh? So you can relax now. I'm here. Aw, isn't it so romantic? It's a shame we have to interrupt them. Oh, it's Fran. Cecil, or Cecile, and Fran. Teehee. Funny meeting you here, Lloyd. I'm so glad you're safe. You have no idea how concerned I was, Lloyd. Sorry about that. I know I've caused you all some grief. Anyway, you look great, Fran. Like you're back at 100%. Yup, my injuries are all healed up now. Have been for a while, actually. But because of everything going on, I haven't been able to go back to work. That explains why you're here. No, I'm glad you're doing better. Incidentally, Wazi, why are you dressed that way? And Zayt, what are you doing here? It's a bit of a long story. Long or not, they deserve a proper explanation of everything that has happened until now. I mean, I don't think technically Cecile deserves an explanation, because she's not technically working, she's just a normal person. But, like, it doesn't actually impact her that much, beyond her sort of sister relationship. Huh? Did he just... What's the matter? You really can't tell? Oh, I see. You've always been able to understand him, so you still haven't noticed, have you? Is it Zayt? Why are you speaking in human tongue? I like that they don't say Japanese or English or a language's name, because then it wouldn't actually work. How did things come to this? It's all so complicated. I can't even begin to unpack it. To think this would happen to the Crossbell we call home. Now I understand how the past of our state has led to our present situation, both in regards to the crisis we're in, as well as what's happened to Kia. Yeah. Right now, there are only two things I want. The first is to uncover the truth of all the unanswered questions we still have, and the second is a nice bath. The second is to bring everyone back together, and that includes Kia. Haha. A world full of goals to choose from, and you pick the two most impractical ones. Would you expect any less from him? Sorry. That's right. Even prison could not change the kind of person Lloyd is. I mean, he's been in prison for like, at most, what was it, weeks? Like, he's been in prison for at most a few weeks. So like, why would that change him? With that said, I completely share his sentiments. As a member of the SSS, but more importantly, as one of Kia's guardians, or family, I will be coming with you to fight. Though, Tio's age, she's not that much older than Kia. Thank you, Tio. I wouldn't have it any other way. Come to think of it, how did you wind up at St Ursula of all places? I was brought here by Arios. On Maribel's orders, I suspect. They divided the members of the SSS into different locations before placing us under surveillance. As for why, I believe they suspected that if we were all imprisoned together, we would all band together as one and attempt to dissuade Kia. Well, they're not wrong. In that case, We're going to have to search everywhere we can to track down Ellie and Randy. There's also the possibility that they're currently in Crossbow City, which would make reaching them impossible. Then again, the fact that Tio is here means there's a good chance they're both elsewhere in the state. That's true. Assuming Kia is in the city, they would want to keep you four as far away from her as possible. I have a question. Can I come with you guys too? Fran? Where is this coming from? I know I can't fight on the front lines like the rest of you. But I can still be your operator, just like I was before. You mentioned something about using Wazi's airship to get around, right? Didn't you? That's perfect. I can help you from there while you're on the ground. Please. Fran. Should we, Lloyd? I mean, that airship could get blown up and everyone inside would die, but no one's gonna die. No important characters die in these stories. Well, no important non-villain characters. Well, I'll admit the Merkaba is short on staff. We could use the help. But I'll leave the decision in your hands, Lloyd. Let's be clear. Right now, your sister's loyalty lies with the Defense Force, Fran. Coming with us means going up against Noelle. Are you really okay with that? Yes, yes I am. Obviously I don't want to fight Noe, but even still, I have a job to do as a member of the CPD. I can't just stand back and watch all of this happen to my home. I understand. Alright then, we're happy to welcome you aboard, Fran. Yes, thanks for doing this, Lloyd. It's good to have you back, Fran. Better than good for Abbas. His workload is about to go down drastically. Haha, that sounds like everything is settled then. Yeah, I guess that means it's time for us to head out, Cecile. Of course. Promise me you'll be careful out there. Sadly, there isn't much I can do to help you directly right now. After all, my place is here at the hospital. But even so, I'll be praying for your safety. Thank you. That's more than enough. Thank you for everything, Cecile. You took such good care of me. I owe you my life. Literally. Sniff sob. Now, keep crying like that and you'll spoil that cute little face of yours. My assumption is they're a similar age. Because, like, Cecile's the age of Lloyd's older brother. Wait, no, but Fran is Noelle's younger sister, is what the impression. But Noelle's, like, our age. The ages of characters don't make sense for the jobs they have. Come to think of it, Fran, don't you have things to pack before you leave with them? You should prepare a change of clothes at the very least. Oh, you're right. I need to get all my stuff together. Sorry, guys. I'll get it done as quick as I can, so sit tight. This is going to be justification for us talking to all the people in the hospital. Haha. Things will be much livelier on board with her around. Of course. Part of the reason I was in favor of it was for the sake of the Merkaba's morale. Hehe. Oh, one more thing just came to mind. While you're waiting for her, why not take this opportunity to say hi to Inspector Donovan and Ilya? Wait, what? You mean they're... That's right. They both woke up not too long ago. Sadly, Ilya is still in no condition to be on her feet. Inspector Donovan is recovering well, however. Thank goodness they're both doing better. I know it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. It'll save our boredom off while we wait for Fran, if nothing else. Yeah, let's go see them. Allow me to join you. I will wait here for you to finish. My presence would likely cause their patients a fair bit of alarm. Zeit left party. Tio joined party. Shoot. Now I have to equip her. Ooh. Maybe I make her a healer? For now. I leave her as a healer. Except it's weak. It's only base level. But like she's a healer. And he's damaging arts for now. I need wind, Sepith. I could get evades, which wouldn't be bad. Like evade and move, maybe? She's not Mirage. Actually, she was Mirage focused previously. So I could use this. Go back to that, but... Genesis Flood. Yeah, I think for now I'll just leave her as a healer, just because I can. Yeah, nothing really much better. And then I will also grab CP regen. And she will be a support for now. I think eventually once I have the full team back, she'll go back to being an offensive arts user. He won't be on my team, though I really should keep him on my team. He's pretty good. Have you been taking the time to study these days, Michaud? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't really been in the mood. With everything going on in Crossbell, I'm finding it hard to focus. I'm too worried about everyone at Lotus Heights. It's completely understandable that you would feel that way. But don't forget what you're here for. Make sure to get to back to those books once you've calmed down, okay? I overheard those city kids talking about Arc-en-Ciel. They're big fans. Oh, it's those two that stand outside Arc-en-Ciel always. They came to the hospital hoping to visit Ilya, but stayed after the barrier went up. They've been helping me out a lot, in fact. It's nice to know some good kids are being raised in this state, you know? I should probably buy it. Even if I'm not going to have all the books, I should buy it anyway. Did I... Oh, I did equip Dragon Vision. Good. No one. Oops. Because I wasn't able to travel to the hospital, my prescription for my chronic disease ran out and I began having spasms. The whole experience has taught me all too well how inconvenient these travel restrictions can be. We'll have to wait for the next round of Defense Force escorts to go back to the city, too. May as well get comfortable. It could take a while. My husband started having spasms as a result of his chronic disease, so we called an ambulance and rushed on over. Thankfully, our travel application was accepted. The screening process is so rigorous, I was afraid he might be turned away. With how things are, perhaps it'll be better if you stayed here long term. Yeah, I think I wouldn't want to be in the city, because I wouldn't be able to leave. And like, this is a nice place. Lady Ilya's regained consciousness. I couldn't be more over the moon. This makes all the time we spent staying here and praying for her recovery totally worth it. Times are tough right now. So as much as we'd give anything to pay Lady Ilya a visit, we need to hold back. Instead, we should try to help around the hospital and make ourselves as useful as can be. I like these two. Like, they're obsessive, but they're like relatively reasonable with their obsession. It's positive. It's a good message, you know? Don't be too obsessive. But with our number of outpatients dwindling down to 0, I've had more time to take breaks like this. Though knowing why we're not admitting patients keeps me from enjoying it. Still, Martha ordered me to rest up. Yeah, because the moment that the barriers down, they're going to be flooded. On the other hand, I don't think I feel too comfortable leaving Throne unattended like this. Maybe I'll go check on her later. Yeah, she's not trustworthy. I believe Meifa is resting in her room right now. She and the rest of the staff have been working around the clock, so I hope they make sure to let themselves recharge. That's what breaks are for. She should be asleep. The gag of her always sleeping hasn't been used since the first time she was sleeping. They really need to use that gag more. I'm trying out a new S-craft I came up with yesterday, except the S stands for sheets. Sheet drying. I call it the pile dryer. Like it? Stacking sheets together lets me dry twice as many at once. That means it should be done in half the time, right? Now I can easily color for all of Meifa's work while she has the day off. I think. I don't know what I'm going to do if this doesn't work. I really think plot-wise we should be able to tell her right here, right now, that's not how it works. But we can't. I mean, we do have research. We do have reason to visit. There's important characters there. Dr. Sayland. Fugitives. Oh, good to see you, SSS. This used to be Shizuku's room. What are you doing in here by yourself? Well, she's a former patient of mine. I was simply working through some thoughts, such as how she's been since Arius McLean took her from the hospital. Now that I think about it, I haven't heard anything about her since that day. She must be holed up with the others at Orcus Tower. Having a patient wrested out of your care is a shameful experience, even if it was by her own father. Still, I understand that the circumstances were anything but ordinary, Arios having been appointed as the Secretary of Defense. I know there was simply no way he could allow her to stay here any longer, but it doesn't make it any easier to accept. I'm sorry, Doctor. No, I should be apologizing. You don't need to hear about my troubles. You've come to visit your friends, correct? I'd like some time alone, if you wouldn't mind. Da-da-da-da. Visitors? Who is it? You can come in. See, this breaks the almost suspension of disbelief in a weird way. Every other time we enter a door, we just barge in. We never knock. We never ask if we're allowed to enter. But here, for some reason, we knock. It doesn't make sense. Who is it? You can come in. Please excuse us. Hello, hello. Hey there, Tio. Did you bring Well, if it isn't my favorite little guy. Are you... And you're Wazi, right? This voice is different than her normal voice. It's appropriately, like, dim, sort of. I'll chalk that lapse up to the injury. It really has been a long time, Elia. Sorry for the sudden visit. I didn't know we were going to get the chance to come see you. Don't be ridiculous, silly. You three take a seat and make yourselves comfortable. You're welcome to help yourself to the sweets that fans have been sending me. The cookies shouldn't be too stale, I'm sure. Cookies acquired. I hadn't realized just how tight of a spot you guys are in. It's crazy to think how far Crossbow has fallen in the time since the raid. Yeah. No one would blame you if you thought you were still dreaming right now. The frustration of not being able to move my legs is sobering enough, thank you very much. If only I could walk out of here and see the state of Arc-en-Ciel If only I could walk out of here and see the state Arc-en-Ciel is in with my own two eyes. Hey, Ilya. About your condition. How is it looking? Oh, that. Dr. Salen told me that so far, she doesn't know whether I'll ever be able to walk again. Though on the bright side, that means she didn't rule it out either. I thought that might be the case. Oh, enough with the long faces, you two. Are you trying to bum me out? Listen here. If I become convinced that it's impossible for me to ever walk again, then it might as well be, right? What? This is no different than working the stage. I have a goal to pursue, the way I always have. So no matter how painful or hopeless it might seem, as long as I've got a ray of hope, then that's my spotlight at the end of the tunnel. So don't go giving up on me. I sure won't. You're really something else. Am I? I don't think I said anything all that out of the ordinary. Besides, I think what all of you are trying to accomplish is a lot harder than what I'm going through. Is it? Put it into perspective. It's hard to ignore just how difficult our path is going to be. Like, not to make light of recovering from a serious injury. I think attempting to overthrow a dictator with maybe less than 10 people, when the dictator has an army, a high rank bracer, and powers that are like godlike, is a little bit more difficult if it were reality. Like, in reality, people can recover from these types of injuries. In reality, if you were fighting some force that had the ability to like cause a giant dome to just not exist, you wouldn't stand a chance. Yes, it's hard to ignore just how difficult our path is going to be. Then take a path from my book and don't shy away. People will do whatever it takes to fight for what matters most to them. I think that's what makes us human, no matter how we may differ in strength. What makes us human? Well put. Well, I think what also makes us human is giving up. Though I'll admit, I'm a bit greedier than most. Good enough isn't good enough for yours truly. Still, I don't think I'm the only one like that. The same could be said of all of our troop members, including Rixia, of course. Ilya, do me a favor. If you see her, there's a message I want you to pass along. What is it that matters most to you? Can you truly turn your back in the face of what you hold dear? Sure thing. I'll make sure Rixia hears that if we manage to find her. I'll hold you to it. I wouldn't be surprised if talking to the two people... I can talk briefly. What? That girl? Growth. Sully's growth. I won't be surprised if talking to both of them means that I won't be able to talk to the other people, and it will trigger like an attack, but I don't know. She's a character, isn't she? The fervent dancer moniker follows her, even when she's in no shape to dance. It would seem her role as the Sun Princess extends beyond the stage. I've had the chance to speak with her several times since I became stranded at the hospital. It would have been a challenge keeping myself together if not for her and Cecile. I'm glad they were here then. That said, now we're gonna have to track down Rixia too. Easier said than done. That's going to come down to Eidos' will, more likely than not. Should we pay a visit to Inspector Donovan as well? Absolutely. I'm actually going to try to skip him for the moment and talk to the various people in the hospital first, starting from the bottom all the way back up. Wrong one, this one here. So starting from out here, anyone out here, her. So you've been fighting the defense force all this time? Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like I didn't have any confidence in you. Know that whatever happens, you have the full support of everyone here at St Ursula. Thank you, we'll be needing it. The hospital used to purchase most of its necessities through a trader named Harold Hayworth. However, with the state things have been in lately, we've had to rely on the CDF for supplies. I can't speak to their quality, but there's no other choice in our situation. Dum dum dum. Actually, I want to see if he says anything if I try to fish. Yo, now's not the time to fish, Lloyd. You should have a different line for fishing. Crossbow has seen better days, but you wouldn't know things were so gloomy here at St Ursula. Everyone has been more positive than ever now that Ilia Platier has woken up from her coma. If she can endure a near-death experience like that and come out the other side, then we can weather this storm too. We've been forced to stop accepting outpatients thanks to the outbreak of cryptids on the highways. At the moment, we can only admit patients who are gravely ill or injured, and even they have to be escorted via ambulance by the defense force. All of this is the complete opposite of everything St. Ursula stands for. We're no longer providing healthcare to everyone who needs it. But more than anything, I just worry for our regular patients in the city. We're much indebted to Miss Plateau here for lending so much of her assistance with maintaining the orbital network. Even in the worst case scenario, we should still be able to accept new patients as long as the network is functional. We wouldn't have this safety net without you. For that, I offer you my sincere gratitude. Your thanks is appreciated, but unnecessary. This is all part of the job as a member of the Epstein Foundation. Ba-ba-da-ba. Right after Crossbow formally declared independence, I received a notice to return to the Empire, but I decided to remain here. Here is where I belong. There's still so much I can learn. Sorry, Erbonia, but I'm not ready to return home just yet. Things are no safer over there than they are here. I hope my family hasn't been caught in the crossfire of the Civil War. Oh, hello, Tio. I'm in the middle of performing some maintenance on our equipment. Mind checking these values for me? Well, if you look closely, the durability figures are slightly below the minimum value. The likeliest explanation is that the moving parts are degrading due to age. I thought as much. This is a fine mess. Tio must have gotten really familiar with the staff and faculty during her stay here. Seems St. Ursula and the SSS can both agree on how nice she is to have around, as far as orbital tech is concerned. I wonder how my wife and son are doing in the city right now. God is willing, they'll stay safe from any illness or injury. Outpatient admittance has been restricted for now, but we never know when someone with a serious illness may come in. That's why we have a responsibility to make sure we're prepared at all times. I've heard that the barrier around the city extends past Crossbell Cathedral. I had much I wanted to consult with Archbishop Eralda about, but I suppose that's off the table. What a shame. Archbishop Eralda. I wonder how he's holding up right now. I wonder if that was intentional to keep him contained. You have to fill out an application in order to return to the city after you've been discharged. Even then, there's no guarantee of approval. And if that wasn't enough, they'll only let you leave if the defense force is available to escort you. It's downright depressing. Yes, your post-operative progress it seems to be proceeding without issue. If it were up to me, I'd discharge you immediately. But even if I did, I know where this is going. We're still not allowed to travel along the highways, right? Jeez, may as well stay hospitalized if I'm not going to be able to go back to the city. Rough. Nothing new. Did you hear the good news? Ilya and Inspector Donovan have both regained consciousness. It's been one piece of bad news after another lately. Hearing they've woken up was just the ray of light I needed to get me out of my thump. Tio, my dear, is it true that you're going to be leaving us? How'd that news get to her? Yes, I'll be going with the others. Thank you for everything, Martha. I guess technically Fran could have visited. I hope I've managed to repay you for how well you took care of me all those years ago. If only just a little. Now, that's all in the past. Don't you worry your cute little head about it. Remember that you're welcome to visit us whenever you like. Take care of yourself out there, alright? Yes, of course. I will make sure that I do. The police officers and that group of delinquents who were hospitalized earlier have already been discharged. Normally, I'd schedule follow-up visits to check up on their progress. However, with the current highway restrictions, that's out of the question. As a doctor, I simply can't abide by these ridiculously irresponsible mandates. If they could only see how negligent they're being. The word mandate has a much different impact now than I imagined it did in 2013. Sure, I have a lot I could say about that good-for-nothing president. What good would that do? We're already independent. It's a little late to start protesting about it now. But like, the application of mandates, the complaints are justified here. Because the only reason for not being allowed to travel is because they want to control the people more. And it's not some fake garbage that people make up because they don't want to do what's best for everyone. Part of me was hoping to meet Ilya after I heard she was hospitalized here. When I saw how committed she was to her recovery, it totally blew me away. I'm a bigger fan of hers than ever now. I really hope it works out for her. Up I go. Fran. Let's see here. Notebook, Enigma, toothbrush. How would she not keep her Enigma on her at all times? Oh, I'll have to finish saying goodbye to all the other patients and nurses too. I think Fran needs a little more time to get ready. That's fine. We still have our own rounds to make, don't we? Okay, this is the real one I need to enter. Nothing here. And Ilya. This is the last one. Yo. Oh, is it already time for the nurse to take your temperature again? Come in. Come on in. Pardon us. Fugitives. Well, it's actually only one fugitive. Well, I'll be. Bannings, Hemisphere. What are you doing here? It's great to see you again, Inspector Donovan. And who do we have here? A lovely lady friend of yours? It can be his wife, right? We could always come back later if you prefer a little privacy together. I finally wake up after being in a coma for who knows how long, and this is how you greet me? Eidos is watching, Father Wazi. This is Farah, Inspector Donovan's wife. She has been staying here at the hospital to help take care of him. It's nice to meet you too. Thank you for always helping out my Donnie. I've heard a lot about the SSS from him and Tio. You sound like quite a motley group. They should have said motley crew. Hee. Your praise honors me. I'm not sure that's what it was. Good thing you two are here, because I've got a question that needs answering. I've got questions that need answering. Just what is going on out there? Of course, let me start at the beginning. Holy city of Arteria. Things are a lot more serious than I thought. Okay, I mean, saying Holy City of Arteria is a weird choice, because it would be like saying, it would be like someone who is, it's either Christian or Catholic, I don't know, I don't care. But it'd be like them saying, Holy Vatican. Like, it doesn't make sense. But whatever, it's not important. The way it sounds, I'm guessing you'll be better off if HQ doesn't know anything about this little conversation. If you wouldn't mind. Well, it doesn't matter to me either. Either way, I'm not the fugitive here. Fugitive? Never mind that. Inspector, has anyone from Crossbell City been in contact since you woke up? Well, Raymond did come to visit, and he told me a bit about what's going on. From what I gather, the CPD's been consolidated into that new defense force as one of its lower branches. Their day-to-day is still the same for them for the most part, but they've basically been relegated to doing chores in the city. I assumed as much. That's the only way it could have gone, really, with the way the president set this up. But wasn't there any pushback? I mean, surely not everyone in the department's okay with this. I don't know about Vice Commissioner Pierre, but I can't imagine Chief Sergey or Dudley are fine with it. Well, just between you and me. It seems Sergei, Dudley, Raymond, and some of the folks in the Metropolitan Division are up to something. The fact that it's the Metropolitan Division is such a funny fact. Because they were already the chore people. Like, their job was just traffic stops and stuff. And what would that be? You didn't hear this from me. But they're biding their time, waiting for an opportunity to flip everything on its head. They're not the type to just roll over and take it all on the chin. Which means that not all hope is lost. Yeah, but getting in contact is going to prove difficult. Let's just leave the city to them. I mean, what we could do is, next time Raymond visits, we don't have that amount of time. Like, the amount of time is too long. Raymond probably won't visit for several days. But if we had more time, they could have Raymond act as a go-between and be like, meet us at this time, and we exchange words. We can see through it. We might not be able to speak through it, but whatever. Let's just leave the city to them. We need to work on breaking this deadlock in another way, from outside the barrier. Good call. You kids are fighting an uphill battle, but know that I'm rooting for you. Once I'm healthy, I plan to head back up there and give Sergei and the boys a hand. Honey, if you must, but let your colleagues handle it for now. You need to rest first. I'm not letting you set one foot out of this hospital until you've made a full recovery. Do I make myself clear? It's not going to be a full recovery if his eye's injured to the point that he's going to need an eye patch for the rest of his... Well, you don't actually need eye patches, but like... If his eye is severely injured, he probably won't make a full recovery. Yes, dear, but as much of a recovery as he can. I've never heard anyone talk to him like this. The inspector is no match for his wife, as I've come to understand. Love comes in many forms. I would say Donny Boy is a lucky man. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Now we go back. No, it's just going to trigger on cutscene. There you guys are. She shouldn't have dressed up in her uniform. She didn't need to. Hey, friend. I see you're dressed for the occasion. Are you all done packing? You betcha. How do I look? I've missed seeing you in your uniform, Fran. Welcome back to the Force. The Force that doesn't exist anymore. Hehe, I've missed it too. Were you visiting Inspector Donovan just now? Yeah, we just finished catching up. Are you going to do the same? That's right. I couldn't just leave without saying goodbye to him. He saved my life during the raid, after all. I don't think I could ever thank him enough for that. We understand. You go do what you have to. We'll wait up. Thanks. See you guys in a bit. This is just going to be go to Cecile. Shall we head back to the Merkaba once she's done? Yeah, sounds good. No, it does do that. Good. I'm glad I talked to all the people first. Afterward, Lloyd and the others met back up with Zeit. They said their goodbyes to Cecile and left St Ursula Hospital. Okay, why put it under a parking spot? Put it somewhere else. I know for gameplay why they did, but like, on their way back, Wazi discovered another blind spot in the septium veins' influence just in front of the hospital. It can't be that specific, can it? That it's exactly where the parking is? He placed a second warp circle there, making it possible for the Merkaba to travel to St Ursula and pick them up. Yes, that's totally not visible. With Tio and Fran aboard, the team is now able to track wanted monsters and other requests along the highway from the Merkaba's terminal. The terminal can be found in the Merkaba's lower cabin. Be sure to check it out when you have the time. New blind spot in the septium veins' influence detected. I will relay you the data. Okie dokie. Click clack. Coordinates identified. It's in northeastern Crossbell, near Armorica village, which Heiyue was spotted nearby. Impressive. These two are quite helpful. Plato's sensory receptivity is valuable in itself, but having a dedicated operator has raised the ship's overall efficacy as well. I'm still flying by the seat of my pants, honestly. Searching for places we can land will be much easier with you on the crew. So, what now? Would you like to head to our new landing point? Yeah, we should go confirm the situation in Armorica village too. Full speed ahead. Destination, Armorican airspace. Course set. Maintaining high alert. These are distraction. Why are they not optically camouflaged? And we're there. These are distractions still flying around? Like, what are they doing? Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. The pleroma grass ruining their lily fields? That's so rough. We managed to disembark well enough. But look at what happened to their lotus fields. Yeah, they're nothing but pleroma grass now, as far as the eye can see. This must be a byproduct of Kia's awakening. Sight, are there any cryptids nearby? I do not sense any for the moment. We should be able to use that warp circle without fear of them attacking. Good to know. Now that we're here, let's start by visiting Chief Tolta. No! You just gave me access to a terminal. That's what I want to do first. A wise decision. Please? Shoot me. Just let me do the terminal stuff. I see. You've been through quite a whirlwind these past few days. I have to say, you really gave me a scare walking in here with that wolf of yours. Sorry about that. My apologies. It was not my intention to frighten you. That's alright. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd have the honor of meeting the divine wolf of legend in person. Thankfully, the defense force has largely ignored our village. You'll be safe here. Feel free to stay as long as you need to. We appreciate that, Chief Tolta. It was pretty good though, because like, everyone likes the SSS. And like, people relied on the CPD and the CGF, but no one liked them nearly as much as they liked the SSS. But yeah, we appreciate that, Chief Tolta. Seconded. Thank you for your hospitality. There were many people back at the hospital who were critical of President Quaz's actions. From what I can tell, he hasn't exactly received the warmest reception here either, has he? Well, our village has always had a tenuous connection to the state's more bureaucratic matters. Even after the independence was declared, I can't say it stoked much of a response from us. Though I will say that our harvests have been down thanks to the appearance of those cryptids. And as I mentioned, the defense force seldom ventures here, so you can expect they haven't been of much help to us. Sorry, I need to fix my glasses because they're bothering my nose. Ooh, I wear glasses. Ugh, my nose is very annoyed. I'm sorry to hear that. Their negligence is shameful. Those who dwell in the city have always been ignorant of their fellow men in these outlying settlements. However, the degree to which they have taken their dereliction is inexcusable. Indeed, if I may be frank, I have a hard time seeing myself falling in line with the president's ambitions. That said, the opinions of our little village is nothing compared to the masses in the city. To tell you the truth, we're rather lost in the weeds about all of this. I mean, it's easy. The harvests will drop, there will be a little bit less food supply to the city, and then boom, food scarcity helps solve some issues. That's understandable. We'll keep an eye out for any cryptids while we're here. Aside from that, have you had any other pressing issues lately? I would hope the situation hasn't stirred up any civil unrest among the villagers. I mean, it wouldn't stir up civil unrest towards the chief, because they trust him. Not at all. Thankfully, things haven't come to that. The village has pulled together to see itself through this crisis as best we can. Having Harold and his family here to help us has been a real godsend too. Goddess send too. Yo, if Mr. Lawyer Grimwood was aware this was going to happen, and so he's like, okay, how can I help prevent utter disaster for like Armorica and some outlying villages? So he was like, hey, Harold, go to Armorica now, because he knew it would help Harold and help Armorica. I really think that would be great. I don't know. It's entirely possible that Grimwood is on the side of the president, but it would be so good if he explicitly was like, okay, I know this is happening. I can't stop it. Let's just provide as much damage control as I can. That would be great. Harold's been here. You mean Mr. Hayworth? I do recall him mentioning that his family would be coming here to visit. That's right. They arrived just before that barrier went up. Travel restrictions were put into place on the highway soon after, so they've been lodged here ever since. That makes sense. Yeah, it's definitely Grimwood. Like, the Hayworths are staying on the second floor of the Ashtree Inn. You're welcome to pay them a visit if you'd like. We'll be sure to do that. It has been a while. Let's go check up on them. Okay, I want to go here to visit Fran briefly. Well, not Fran, but like go down here, here, to here. I can do this. This is the last person. I'm doing it really quick, hopefully. Red. I mean, I'm not good at this game. Like, I don't even like it much. Like, it's kind of a... not the best game, in my opinion. I'm also just bad at it. I'm just playing it now because I want to get this done. Just go offensive. I make people clear because she's probably like the easiest, is my assumption. Yeah, she's definitely like the easiest other than whatever the guy's name is. Except I'm about to lose. She's definitely the easiest other than the initial introductory guy, whatever his name is, I can't remember. Chief Roberts? Give me a green. That was a bad position. Just go offensive. Wrong position. Bad position. I'm really bad at this. Now I'm losing. Yeah. This is not really how I should end this, but... it always just sort of feels... when I've done it, it always just sort of feels, oh hey, did I get lucky with the draws? And did it just sort of work out because of chance? I should put that there. I'm gonna lose. It's better to go offensive, apparently, but... That was lucky. I was about to lose. If she just activated her thing at her right now, it would have lost. That should be the last Palm Party. Anyway. So I'm checking requests. I already did that one. Old Armorica, Mines, West Crossbell. How am I promoted? Like, there's no way to be promoted in a CPD when the CPD doesn't exist anymore, but whatever. Power Suit Z. I assume it's not evasion. Yeah. Maybe it'd be good for her. I mean, it's same defense, better ADF. Okay, that's 250 more ADF. That's not right. No, 250 more defense. Wait, 240. Yeah, 240 more defense. I think I'm gonna give it to her. Anywho. I mean, I assume there's no reason to... That nurse. You mean Cecile? What about her? She's gonna be the descendant of St Ursula and the knight. Haha, nothing in particular. I was just merely pondering the peculiar way fate brings people together. It is irrelevant, so pay it no mind. If you say so. That aside, it was fortuitous that you were able to reunite with Tio so quickly. Now, we must locate your other comrades. Right. I'm not sure what that was all about, but at least we can agree on that last part. So anyway. Oh, is Tio fully upgraded? I think so. Yeah. That's good. So, I will be... Actually, I was going to buy this. But that gets me... Yeah, I'm still 5 too low. I'll buy it, but I won't equip it. Let's just talk. Nothing important to talk about. Yeah, so... Yeah, this is like such bad... This is going to be flashing a lot. Apologies. Like, having it so that you walk here, and then walk there. So if you're pushing up to walk through the stairs, and you hold it slightly too long, you just go back. It's not a good setup. I don't need to rest. So back down I go. How do I go back down? Oh, I go back down... I go back down... No, I talk to Abbas to go back down. Abbas was just showing me how to use the ship's main terminal. Surprisingly, the Merkaba systems were designed by none other than the Epstein Foundation. Why is that surprising? Wait, really? There's no mistaking it. I do recall spotting church officials visiting the Foundation's headquarters in the past. Have the two truly been collaborating all this time? Yes, though naturally, it is all off the records. This Merkaba is powered by what is known as the Heavenly Chariot, an artifact capable of providing flight-based transport. After the Orbital Revolution, we worked with the Foundation to refurbish it into what you see now, using the Heavenly Chariot as an engine. The Heavenly Chariot. That's the name Zeit muttered the first time you guys showed me the ship on Tangram Hill. You may as well know that the Church has also assisted with the development of battle ordnance, among other technologies. The orbital arts you all use have their foundations in the church's thaumaturgy. Fascinating. It should go without saying, but be aware that the information is strictly confidential. I trust you won't do anything to compromise that. Of course, we wouldn't dream of it. You have my word as well. Just briefly. It's rude, but I don't care. Okay. Here is the stopping point for today. Progress was made. Now it will be another village to explore. And a monster to kill and a bunch of stuff to do. Wonderful. I will continue next time, but I can't control Zeit. But stopping here, progress was made. I'm assuming we're going to meet Rixia in this area because this is where Heiyue was. But I stop for today. Have a good day. Bye-bye.